Hello lads and lasses and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going through my predicted lineup and my predicted score for tomorrow's Brighton game. Away against Brighton, 5:30 kickoff. It's on Sky Sports. Lovely stuff. Before we get into it, very quickly, if you're new around here, if you find yourself here quite often, head down below, hit that subscribe button, trying to hit 200 before the end of the year. Fantastic stuff. We'll get into the important stuff now. So, starting lineup, we got some news this morning. Sven Botman and Joe Linton are both carrying injuries. Botman isn't looking very likely to play, and Big Joe is a late decision is going to be made on him later today, I'd imagine. We'll find out tomorrow whether he plays or not. Neither of those players are in my predicted lineup. Botman, I think, is very understandable. Big Joe, I think we just take the rest. We've got a lot of games coming up. Give him the rest from now until the Brentford game. We've got quite a few days until that. So we may as well give him the rest. We've got 2 weeks and a day between the Brighton game and the Brentford game. We may as well let him recover properly, let him get back when he gets back. So, my predicted lineup, obviously, Nick Pope's in goal. Who else would be in goal but Nick Pope? We don't have another good goalkeeper. We've got Dubravka, but he's not going to be starting until the Carabao Cup, I'd imagine. A back four comprising of Trippier at left back, Dan Burn at left centre back, Fabian Shaw, and a Newcastle Premier League debut for Tino Livramento. Will it happen? Not sure. We could see Lascelles come in, playing one of those centre-back roles, and have Dan Burn stay out on the left-hand side. But I think when you're coming up against Matoma, I think that's going to be a struggle. I don't think Dan Burn's going to be able to pocket Matoma like we all might want him to. And that's if he's playing on the right-hand side, because of course he is a left-winger. And I think Livramento would be able to do well against Matoma. They also have João Pedro on that other side, another fast, pacey winger, something I don't think Dan Burn can keep up with. And with having no Botman, I think we have to push Dan Burn inside, keep us playing with strong-footed players on their side of the ball. I think that makes the most sense. It just makes sense for it to happen. Of course, Trippier has played a little bit of left back, mainly with England, so there's always the chance he plays there. I think it's more likely than Livramento playing. I would have Lewis Hall starting, but he is apparently, according to Eddie Howe last week, doesn't have the match fitness to be playing with the side, so I think we'll not see him yet. First time we see him, I reckon, would be the Carabao Cup, or when those fixtures start to congest themselves a little bit. For now, I think we're sticking with Trippier being in the side, but we're going to put him on the left. So, into the midfield now. We have a midfield comprising of course, Bruno and Tonali. We also have Anderson in there for us. Again, Joe Linton carrying an injury. I think it's better not to play him, at least from the off. Anderson, I think, deserves to be starting in this side. He showed it in pre-season what he can do. I think Brighton will be a good test for him. They've not gone overly amazing midfield three. They've got, who is it, Solimarsh, Dahoud, and the other one, Pascal Gross, was probably going to be their midfield three. I think Anderson can do very well against that midfield three. I think he'll be able to show it in this game. A very bog standard midfield. Not a lot's gonna change. Still don't have out and out number 6. So Bruno's still gonna fill in that role. Hopefully he kicks on a little bit. He's been a little bit lackluster in the first 3 games. Tonali, I'm sure, is gonna carry on how well he's been playing at home, but this time away. Yes, very interesting one in the midfield. Not a lot that could be changed. Now, the attack. I've gone with the same attack that I predicted last week. Barnes, Isak, Gordon. I really don't think we can defend Almiron still starting. I think we need to give him that bit of competition, start someone else at right wing so he can kick himself in the backside and start playing how he was playing in the first half of last season, and then how he started to kick on towards the end of last season. We need to be on good form this month. We have tomorrow's game against Brighton. We've got the Brentford game coming up. We've got the Carabao Cup game against City coming up. We've then got Sheffield and Burnley, and in between those two games we've got the first Champions League game, which will be announced tomorrow, the schedule of those games. So I think we need to change the attack a little bit. We're missing goals, we're not getting a lot of them. To change that, start Barnes, shift Gordon to the other side. I think we could see Isak come out for Wilson. I don't think that would be an outrageous shout at all. I wouldn't like it. I prefer Isak as a striker. Wilson's got most goals last season. It depends who gets the game time. I think Isak offers a bit more. Very interchangeable with the front three. We'll just have to see what happens. So that's my predicted lineup. Now, my predicted score is... I haven't thought a lot about this. I don't really know. I think we come away with a 2-2 draw. I don't think we win this game based on how we've played the other three. Well, the last two, not the other three. We played very well against Aston Villa. And Brighton are that same sort of calibre side as what Villa is. But I think this dip in form so early in the season really hits us hard. It's the last game before the international break, so we'll have a little bit of time after this to sort of chill out and think about things that are happening. But yeah, I think a 2-2 draw is probably what's going to happen. Well, a draw at least is what's going to happen. I'd be very surprised with a win. And I think Barnes scores as long as he starts. I think he gets the first goal at least, and he'll assist the second. Maybe. I don't know. Just making shouts now. Don't trust us with your bets. I wouldn't do that at all. You'll lose money. I'm very good at losing money on bets. So just keep that in mind. So that's my predicted starting 11. For the Brighton game, my predicted score. It'll be a good game. As I say, 5:30. Hopefully I get to watch it because I am out tomorrow, I just remembered. And I will, of course, have my review on either Saturday or Sunday, depending on when I am busy or when I'm back on Saturday. Lovely stuff. So I'll see you for that one. And until then, in a bit, pal.